Have you ever wondered why, as you get older, your legs seem to grow weaker, even though you eat well and take your daily walks? Why just one step can send a sharp pain through your knee? Or why standing up from a chair suddenly feels like a struggle? Is it simply aging? Or could there be another reason, quiet, familiar, that's slowly draining the strength from your legs day by day? And the most surprising part might be sitting right there on your fruit plate in the kitchen. It sounds almost hard to believe, doesn't it? That something as harmless as fruit, something we've trusted all our lives, could quietly be working against us. Think back to this morning. Maybe you had a bowl of fresh fruit with breakfast, something you truly believed was healthy. But what if I told you that very choice might be slowly draining the strength from your legs day after day without you even realizing it? As we get older, our bodies change. Blood circulation weakens. Metabolism slows down. And some fruits, though natural and sweet, can spike blood sugar, trigger joint inflammation, and silently make walking, climbing stairs, or even standing up harder than it should be. The scariest part? You won't notice it right away. There are no warning signs, just a growing heaviness in your knees, a dull ache in your calves, or strange swelling around your ankles after sitting too long. It's not your fault. You've been told these foods were good for you, but now it's time to take a closer look. Because today, I'm going to show you 7 common fruits, yes, the ones sitting in your kitchen right now, that may be sabotaging your strength. And more importantly, I'll show you what to eat instead. Foods that help heal your joints, support your balance, and help you move freely once again. Before we dive into the first fruit, I'd love to hear from you. Have you been eating any of these fruits regularly? Have you noticed any changes in your legs, maybe stiffness, heaviness, or swelling, and never thought it could be related to your diet? Type a yes in the comments if this is already making you think twice about what's in your fruit bowl, or type no if this is completely new to you. Either way, your voice matters, and chances are someone else out there is going through the same thing. So let's talk about it. Write down in the comments below. Pineapple. It looks harmless, doesn't it? Juicy, tropical, refreshing. For years, it's been praised as a natural anti-inflammatory, thanks to an enzyme called bromelain. And sure, for younger bodies, it might be just that. But for those of us over 60, pineapple can quietly turn from helper to harm. You see, pineapple is packed with 2 things that aging joints and blood vessels don't like: acid and sugar. Natural sugar, yes, but sugar nonetheless. And as we age, our blood vessels become more delicate, our circulation less efficient. That sweet slice of pineapple you enjoy, it causes a sudden spike in blood sugar. Over time, these repeated spikes wear down the tiny blood vessels that feed your legs and muscles, leading to that dragging ache, swelling in the ankles, or tightness in the knees after a short walk. But that's not all. Pineapple's acidity can fuel existing joint inflammation, especially if you suffer from arthritis. It doesn't just irritate your stomach, it irritates your joints. That stiffness in your knees after dinner, that burn in your ankles at night, it may not be just age. And here's something most people never hear. Bromelain can interact with common medications like blood thinners, making them too strong or too weak. That's a risk you don't want to take without knowing. The worst part, it doesn't hit all at once. It's slow, subtle, until one day you're wondering why standing feels harder than it used to. So before you reach for another slice, ask yourself, is this helping or quietly hurting? And remember, you don't have to fear fruit. You just have to choose the ones that work with your body today, not the one you had 30 years ago. Bananas have long been seen as a superfruit. Soft, sweet, full of potassium. Great for muscles, right? That's what we've all heard. And yes, bananas can support muscles if you're 25 and running marathons. But for aging bodies, the story changes. Here's what most people don't realize. Bananas are loaded with fast-digesting carbohydrates and natural sugars. That sounds fine until you think about how your body handles sugar now. As we age, insulin sensitivity drops, meaning your body doesn't respond to sugar as smoothly as it once did. A banana can cause a quick surge in blood sugar, followed by a crash. And each time that happens, it fuels inflammation, especially in your legs. Do you ever feel your legs get heavy after meals? A strange tightness in your calves after just walking around the house? It might not be coincidence. Over time, these sugar swings silently weaken your circulation. And weakened circulation means less oxygen to your joints and muscles. But there's more. Bananas can also cause fluid retention. If you have heart issues, or even mild swelling, you may find your ankles puffier, your knees stiffer, and your shoes tighter than usual. The tricky thing? It doesn't feel like an attack. Bananas are soft, familiar, comforting. But sometimes comfort foods can become invisible burdens, especially when our bodies are no longer equipped to process them like they used to. So next time you peel that yellow fruit, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this helping my strength or slowly chipping away at it? Because knowledge isn't just power, it's freedom. And your legs deserve that freedom. They're small, sweet, easy to snack on. Grapes almost feel harmless, something you can pop into your mouth without thinking twice. But don't let their size fool you. For older adults, grapes can be one of the sneakiest fruits when it comes to joint pain, swelling, and leg fatigue. Why? It starts with fructose, the natural sugar packed inside every grape. While it's natural, it's not always gentle. Fructose is processed only by your liver, and when your liver can't keep up, as often happens after 60, it turns into fat and uric acid. That's where the real damage begins. Uric acid doesn't just sit quietly in your system, it builds up in your joints, especially your knees, toes, and ankles, causing burning, stiffness, and that all too familiar ache when you take your first few steps in the morning. And the problem is, grapes are so easy to overeat. A handful becomes two, a cup becomes the whole bowl, and because they're bite-sized and refreshing, you rarely feel like you've had too much. But your joints feel it. Your circulation feels it. Your legs over time feel it. Have you ever woken up with a sharp pain in your big toe? Felt tightness in your calves after just sitting for a while? That may not be just old age. That may be uric acid. And it may have started with something as innocent as a bowl of grapes. What makes this even more dangerous is the chronic inflammation fructose fuels. It slows down your movement, makes walking uncomfortable, and can leave you dreading stairs. So next time you reach for grapes, pause. Remember, even the smallest things can have the biggest impact, especially when your body's already carrying more than it used to. Your strength is worth protecting, and it starts with knowing what's helping and what's quietly hurting. It's light, it's juicy, it's the taste of summer. Watermelon feels like the safest fruit in the world, full of water, low in calories, refreshing with every bite. But here's the twist. For older adults, it may not be as harmless as it seems. Let's start with how it affects your blood sugar. Despite being 90% water, watermelon has a very high glycemic index, meaning it turns into sugar in your blood faster than most fruits. For aging bodies, that's a problem, because every time your blood sugar spikes, your body releases insulin. But after 60, insulin doesn't do its job as well. That's when inflammation starts to build up quietly, especially in your legs. Do you ever feel your ankles swell after a summer meal? That slow, dull ache in your knees after a short walk? You might think it's the heat, but it could be your fruit. The tricky part is this. Watermelon feels so light, so innocent. One slice becomes two, two becomes four, and before you know it, your body is overloaded, not with hydration, but with sugar it didn't see coming. And because watermelon is often eaten when you're already hot or tired, your body's response is even weaker. Blood flow slows down, joints feel tighter. That strange heaviness in your legs, that might not be dehydration. It might be the illusion of hydration. And here's another thought. How often do we use watermelon as a go-to snack because it's healthy? It's not about giving it up forever, but being aware. For many seniors, cutting back just a little can mean less swelling, easier movement, and better balance. So next time you slice open that cold, juicy melon, ask yourself, am I feeding my thirst or my inflammation? Oranges. They're bright. They're fresh. They smell like morning and feel like wellness. You've probably been told your whole life that oranges are one of the healthiest fruits around, and in many ways they are. Full of vitamin C, often linked with boosting immunity, fighting colds, and starting your day right. But here's what most people never talk about, especially with aging bodies. Oranges are highly acidic, and that acidity may be quietly attacking your joints. You see, as we get older, the soft tissues around our joints, our knees, ankles, hips, become more sensitive. If you're already dealing with inflammation, arthritis, or stiffness, citrus acid acts like pouring fuel on a low flame. It irritates what's already inflamed, amplifies what's already stiff, and tightens what's already tense. That morning orange juice you've been drinking for years, it may be part of what's making your knees ache by mid-morning. The hip pain after a long car ride, not just the seat, it could be the citrus in your breakfast. Here's the tricky part. Oranges carry that illusion of health. They're promoted everywhere. Juices, vitamin shots, wellness drinks. But for many older adults, they don't energize, they agitate. The natural sugars in oranges also play a role. While not as aggressive as some fruits, they still cause blood sugar swings. And for someone with a slower metabolism, that means increased inflammation and delayed recovery. And unlike heavier fruits, oranges go down fast. You can easily drink a glass of juice, eat a whole fruit, maybe add a few slices to your salad, all before lunch. Meanwhile, your body is absorbing that acid, reacting quietly, and your joints are carrying the weight of it, literally. This doesn't mean you need to fear oranges, but if you've been experiencing lingering leg pain, subtle swelling, or morning stiffness, it's worth asking, is this fruit helping my health, or am I holding on to an old belief that no longer serves my body? Because sometimes the hardest habits to break are the ones we thought were good for us. And awareness? That's where real healing begins. Green apples. They look clean, crisp, less sweet. Naturally, they feel like the smarter choice, especially if you're trying to avoid sugar. And that's exactly why so many older adults reach for them. Low sugar, low guilt, right? But there's something hiding underneath that tart crunch. Malic acid. It's what gives green apples their signature sourness. And for younger bodies, it might not be a problem. But as we age, malic acid becomes a quiet irritant, especially for those with sensitive digestion, joint pain, or inflammation. You see, your digestive lining thins over time. Your joints become more reactive. When malic acid enters your system, it can subtly aggravate tissues, causing stiffness in the hips, a dull burn in the knees, or even that strange, lingering tightness in your legs after walking or sitting too long. It doesn't feel like an attack. It feels like aging. But what if it's not just age? And while green apples may have less sugar than red ones, that doesn't mean they're easy on the body. Less sugar doesn't equal zero sugar. And for older adults with slower metabolisms, even small sugar amounts can trigger spikes and crashes, leading to inflammation, poor circulation, and leg fatigue. It's the perfect trap. You believe you're making the healthy choice, yet your body feels heavier, stiffer, more drained. Worse still, green apples are often eaten raw and alone, as a snack or just before bed. That means there's no fiber, protein, or fat to buffer the sugar and acid, so it hits fast, and it lingers. Do you ever wake up with cramps in your calves? Feel your knees resist when climbing stairs? That slight twinge in your hips after a quiet afternoon? It could be more than time catching up with you. It could be that smart snack working against you in silence. So next time you reach for a green apple, pause. Not out of fear, but out of awareness. Because the healthiest choice isn't the one that looks healthy. It's the one that actually makes your body feel better. And after 60, that difference matters more than ever. Mango, soft where juicy, bursting with tropical sweetness. It feels like dessert straight from nature. And for many, especially in the summer months, it's an irresistible favorite. But behind that rich golden color and velvety texture hides something most seniors don't realize. Mango may be the most deceptive fruit when it comes to joint pain and leg fatigue. Here's why. Mango is loaded with natural sugar, but not just a little. One medium mango can contain over 45 grams of sugar. That's more than a can of soda. And while that sugar may come from nature, your body doesn't care where it came from, only how it reacts. When you eat mango, your blood sugar spikes rapidly. And with age, those spikes are harder to manage. They lead to crashes, increased inflammation, and most importantly, circulatory strain in your legs. Do you ever feel a tingling in your toes at night? A heavy burning sensation in your calves after dinner? That might not be just poor circulation. That might be a slow buildup of nerve inflammation, fed by the fruit you love the most. And the worst part, mango doesn't feel bad. It feels light, cooling, natural. You don't eat it like cake, but your body may process it the same way. And because it goes down so easily, it's easy to overdo it. 2 slices, then 3, then the whole thing. The result? Silent inflammation. Tissue around your knees feels thicker. Ankles swell subtly by evening. Balance becomes shakier. And the legs you've always counted on feel just a little less reliable. This is the moment to pause, not to fear mango, but to rethink it. Because the most dangerous foods aren't always the processed, artificial ones. Sometimes they're the ones wrapped in sweet nostalgia and the illusion of health. So ask yourself, is this fruit really nourishing me or numbing me with sweetness while it slowly wears me down? Your body is wiser than you think. Now it's your turn to listen. Now that you've seen all 7 fruits, I want to hear from you. Did any of them catch you off guard? Maybe you've been adding sliced mango to your yogurt or sipping orange juice every morning, believing you were doing the right thing. But now, you're starting to wonder, could those very habits be slowly working against you? Drop a comment below and tell me, what fruit surprised you the most? Or share your story if you've noticed your legs feeling stiffer, heavier, or more tired lately. You're not alone. And when we speak up, we help others recognize what's been hiding in plain sight. But here's the good news. This isn't the end of the story, it's the turning point. There are fruits that don't just taste good. They fight inflammation, support healthy joints, and help restore the strength in your legs. In the next part, we'll talk about those healing fruits, the quiet heroes, the ones your body will thank you for. So don't go anywhere, because your next step might just feel lighter than you ever expected. After everything we've uncovered, you might be wondering, is there anything I can eat that actually helps my legs, not hurts them? The answer is yes. And one of the best fruits to begin with is also one of the smallest, blueberries. Don't let their size fool you. These little blue gems are packed with some of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories found in nature, especially for aging joints, tired legs, and sensitive circulation. Here's what makes blueberries different. They're low in sugar, gentle on your blood sugar, and rich in polyphenols, natural compounds that help reduce inflammation, repair blood vessels, and even improve balance and mobility over time. Where sugary fruits can cause your blood vessels to constrict and swell, blueberries do the opposite. They help open blood flow, nourish the tiny capillaries in your legs, and reduce that heavy, dragging feeling you might get after standing or walking. And they're not just good for your joints. They're also amazing for your brain and coordination, which matters more than ever when trying to prevent falls and stay steady on your feet. Do you remember the last time you took a walk and it felt easy? Like your legs moved with you, not against you? Blueberries won't fix everything overnight, but over time, they can become one of your body's greatest silent allies, restoring strength little by little, without the sugar spikes, without the stiffness, and without the crash. Try adding a handful to your morning oatmeal, mixing them into yogurt, or just enjoying them fresh as a snack. They're easy to eat, kind to your body, and even easier to love. Because healing doesn't always come in big, bold steps. Sometimes it starts with something small, blue, and quietly powerful. And your legs, they just might thank you for it. If you've ever woken up with stiff knees, a dull ache in your hips, or that burning throb in your big toe, you know how deeply joint pain can affect your day, even your mood. For many older adults, it's just part of life, or so they've been told. But what if something as simple as a handful of cherries could help ease that pain, naturally? Cherries, especially tart cherries, are rich in compounds called anthocyanins, potent antioxidants that help lower inflammation and reduce uric acid in the body. And that's key, because when uric acid builds up in the joints, it forms crystals that press into soft tissue, leading to swelling, sharp pain, and stiffness. Sound familiar? That's why cherries have been called nature's remedy for gout. But their benefits go far beyond that. They help fight chronic low-grade inflammation, the kind that quietly builds in the knees, hips, and ankles, especially in bodies that have been walking this earth for 60 or 70 plus years. Even more powerful, cherries may help improve sleep quality thanks to their natural melatonin, giving your body more time to recover overnight when healing is most effective. But like anything healing, it's not about excess. It's about consistency and balance. Just a small serving, maybe a handful of fresh cherries in summer, or a bit of tart cherry juice diluted with water, can bring surprising relief. Have you ever noticed your joints feel a bit less stiff after eating cherries? It's not your imagination. It's chemistry, working quietly in your favor. And the best part? Cherries feel like a treat. They're sweet, satisfying, and nostalgic. But this time, instead of causing inflammation like some other sweet fruits, they're fighting it. So if you've been battling soreness that just won't go away, maybe it's time to call in a tiny red ally, one that's been quietly helping people move easier for centuries. Because sometimes the sweetest medicine grows right from the tree. When people think of fruit, they usually imagine something sweet, juicy, maybe even colorful. But not all healing fruits come in a burst of sugar. Some come in the form of calm, creamy strength, like the humble avocado. Yes, avocado is a fruit, and for aging bodies, it's one of the most powerful healing foods you can eat. What makes it different? Healthy fats, specifically monounsaturated fats. These fats don't just help your heart, they lubricate your joints, cushion inflammation, and give your body long-lasting energy without the sugar crash. If you've been struggling with stiffness in the knees, hips that feel sore after walking, or that aching sensation in your lower back, avocados may not erase it overnight, but they can help your body fight back from the inside out. Unlike sugary fruits that spike blood sugar, avocados are low in carbs, high in fiber, and help stabilize your blood sugar naturally. That means fewer crashes, less inflammation, and more consistent energy throughout the day, and especially for your legs. You know that foggy, drained feeling you get after a meal that's too sweet? Avocados do the opposite. They keep your body grounded, fueled but not flared up. And they're versatile. Mash them on toast, add slices to a salad, blend them into a smoothie, even eat them with a spoon and a pinch of salt. Their flavor is mild, but their impact is deep. Where other fruits may inflame or spike, avocado stabilizes, soothes, and supports. It's not flashy, it doesn't melt in your mouth or explode with juice. But that's the beauty of it. Avocados are the quiet protectors, building resilience one cell at a time. And in a world full of quick fixes, sometimes what your joints need is something steady, something that stays with you. Sometimes healing doesn't come with noise or drama. Sometimes it arrives quietly, like a soft breeze on a warm day. That's what papaya brings to the body. Not a sugar rush, but a sense of relief. For older adults, digestion becomes slower, less efficient. You might feel bloated after meals, gassy, uncomfortable, and when digestion struggles, so does everything else. Circulation, energy, even joint health. But here's where papaya steps in. This tender, tropical fruit contains a natural enzyme called papain. It helps break down proteins, ease bloating, and support smooth digestion, something your gut will thank you for. And when digestion flows better, inflammation tends to settle. Your body doesn't have to fight as hard. Your legs, hips, and back don't carry that same internal tension. Ever notice how some fruits leave you feeling heavy, even if they're small? Papaya is the opposite. It's light, soothing, and kind to aging systems. It's like giving your stomach a gentle massage after a long day. What's more, papaya is rich in vitamin C, beta-carotene, and antioxidants that help reduce oxidative stress, especially in joints and tissues that have been worn by time and movement. You don't need a lot. A few fresh slices in the morning, a spoonful after lunch, or blend it into a simple smoothie before bed. It's soft on the stomach, soft on the joints, and soft on the soul. In a world full of foods that demand something from your body, papaya gives back. Quietly, consistently, completely. So the next time you're looking for something that doesn't just taste good, but feels good after eating, reach for papaya, because healing doesn't always roar. Sometimes it simply melts. Not every healing fruit needs to be bold. Some do their work quietly, without a spotlight, without a splash. Pears are like that, gentle, familiar, and quietly powerful. For seniors looking for a fruit that's easy to digest, soft on the stomach, and steady on the system, pears are one of the best choices you can make. Unlike many fruits that deliver a quick sugar punch, pears offer a slow, steady release of energy. They're sweet, but not too sweet. Their low glycemic index means they won't spike your blood sugar or send your energy crashing. That makes them especially helpful if you've been dealing with tired legs, post-meal fatigue, or balance issues linked to sugar swings. What's more, pears contain a type of soluble fiber called pectin, which supports gut health and helps regulate digestion. A well-functioning digestive system means your body absorbs nutrients better, flushes out inflammation-causing toxins, and keeps your joints feeling lighter. Ever notice how some foods leave you feeling sluggish, while others feel gentle? Pears fall into that second group. They're soft enough for sensitive teeth, light enough for slower digestion, and comforting in a way that brings you back to balance. And they're versatile. Slice one into a salad, enjoy it with a bit of cheese, or eat it on its own for a quiet afternoon snack. No preparation needed, no guessing. Just nature's steady hand, supporting you bite by bite. In a world full of superfoods shouting for attention, pears whisper, "I've got you." So if you're looking for something that nourishes your legs, supports your balance, and keeps your energy even throughout the day, don't overlook the pear, because sometimes the most reliable strength comes from the most familiar places. You've just walked through a journey, one that many never take. You learn that not every fruit is as innocent as it seems, that even nature's sweetest gifts can sometimes weigh us down, quietly day after day. But you also discovered something more powerful. There are fruits that don't just feed your body, they restore it. Blueberries that defend your legs from deep within, cherries that soothe inflamed joints like a gentle balm, avocados that fuel your strength steadily without chaos, papayas that comfort your digestion and calm your core, and pears, familiar, quiet, stable, reminding you that healing doesn't have to shout to be real. If you've made it this far, you're not just watching a video, you're making a choice to pay attention to your body, to nourish it not just with food, but with awareness, care, and respect. Growing older doesn't mean giving up. It means getting smarter, more intentional, more connected to what truly matters. You don't need extreme diets or fancy supplements. You just need to listen to what your legs are telling you, to what your energy is whispering, to what makes you feel grounded, not drained. And most of all, remember, you still have power. Power in what you put on your plate. Power in the small decisions you make each day. Power in your next step. If this video helped you see things differently, even just a little, type "still strong" in the comments and let someone else know. Healing isn't about perfection. It's about progress. One fruit, one choice, one day at a time. If this video gave you something to think about or simply made you feel seen, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you'd like to keep learning how to care for your body with calm, simple choices, tap subscribe and turn on the bell. Because this channel isn't just about health. It's about helping you feel strong, steady, and supported, one small step at a time. We're in this together.